All right, all right, all right. I think I'm live. Let me see here. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, I'm live. Okay. All right, all right, all right. 2 seconds. Let me get this thing in. If you are ready, you are new to me. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's jump into this tonight on Astrology After Dark with Katrice. We are going to be diving into the Venus in Aries retrograde transit. And we're going to be discussing how this transit is really going to can really impact your financial future. Um, this transit is really going to have you um, taking a pause and really reevaluating some things before you move forward. Okay. And so, hold on. I'm trying to get this together. My bad. Okay. This is the first time I have used this streaming platform in a minute. So, yeah, bear with me. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about Venus retrograde. Now, Venus goes retrograde every 18 months, and this time it is in the sign of Aries. Okay. Now, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and Aries is also fire energy. It's very bold, it's very direct and impulsive. Okay. But while Venus is in retrograde, this is going to give us a chance to rethink, to re-go over the things that Venus represents. Okay. And so that's going to be love, relationships, our self worth, our finances, and how we assert ourselves. It also taps into how we love ourselves. Okay. So, like I said, tonight we are going to be breaking down what this Venus retrograde in Aries transit really means, how it affects you, and how you can navigate it the best and easiest way without having any regrets. Okay. And so, if you are new to me or to the channel, I am Katrice. I am a licensed health and life insurance broker and paralegal, and I help women entrepreneurs to protect, secure, and grow their finances using a comprehensive, personalized strategy based on their specific financial goals and risk tolerance. Okay, and so if you if you like the content that you are hearing, then please do give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that people love this content. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into it. Now, what is Venus retrograde? Okay. Now, first of all, let's break down Venus. If you're very new to astrology, you don't know anything about it. Venus in astrology represents, it energetically influences love, relationships, finances, beauty, and self worth. Okay. It also looks at our self love as well. Okay. It also influences your love language and how you interrelate with others. And in Greek mythology, Venus is the goddess of love. Now, let's talk about this. Now, when it's retrograde, retrograde means to review, to reassess, and to reflect over. Okay. It's kind of like a do over. Now, Venus is in the sign of Aries. And so Aries energy is very willful, it's passionate, it's ambitious, it's competitive, it's independent, and it's driven. It's also bold and assertive, outspoken, optimistic, enthusiastic, can be hasty, impulsive, and quick tempered. Okay. So, what happens when Venus slows down in Aries? Okay. This gives us time to reassess how we love ourselves. Now, Aries energy is the first sign of the zodiac. And a little later in this live, I'm going to share my screen and pull up a chart. We're going to look at a chart. But Aries in energy is the very first sign of the zodiac. When you look at Aries energy, it's like the baby of the zodiac. It is very self directed. Okay. Now, being self-directed, being self-focused is not an it's not focused in a arrogant way. It's more focused in a like a preservation way. Like I gotta always make sure that I'm straight, right? And so you have to, when Venus is in Aries, it's signaling us to focus on making sure that our cup is filled first before you attempt to go and try to fill others. Now you've heard the saying, oh, you fill your cup, you give to others from your overflow, right? Meaning that you have taken care of yourself and you straight, and then now you have ample to go and give to other, whether that's finances, whether that's energy, whether it's your time, but you've already done what you needed to do for yourself. And so now you're just sharing and passing the wealth. Go talk about Cadence. Okay. Did you hear me, Cadence? Okay. So now it also has us reevaluating our finances. Okay. And so this can look like leaving a job to start your own business, or leaving a dead end job to go to a job where you will have the potential to move up within the company. This can also look like changes to your financial or investment plans for the upcoming year. If you're working with a financial professional, you may decide to sever that relationship because it may not be beneficial to you anymore, and get with someone else who they may understand you a little better. You may like their work style, their process better, so you may decide to change that. Now, because Mars is the ruler of Aries, we've got to talk about its influence, okay? So Mars represents your willpower and your ability to take action. And in Greek mythology, Mars is the god of war. And so when Venus is in Aries, it can make cutting things off easy, but it can also be done impulsively. Okay. If you know anybody who has strong Aries placements, or so that would be like sun, moon, rising, Mercury, Mars, Venus, that can make somebody be very, very impulsive, especially with Venus. Like they fall in love quickly, but just as quick as they fall in love, they will quickly fall out of love if things aren't panning out the way they need to pan out. Okay, which in turn can make it seem like it's a very shallow energy, but it's not that it's shallow. It's just that it recognizes that if something isn't working, there's no need to continue to prolong the process. Let's just sever it and be done with it. Okay. And so now let's talk about some key things that you may be experiencing, you may be reevaluating while Venus is in Aries. Okay. So you may, one of the things that may come up for you is your relationships. Past connections might resurface. Now, you don't want to jump into anything from the past during a Venus retrograde. Now, if you have your natal Venus, meaning when you were born, that Venus was retrograde in the sky, then Venus retrograde for you, this is a good time for you to make those changes, right? But for everybody else, this is not a time to go and make impulsive changes. This is a time to reassess and to take some time to reassess, not just kind of going quick off a whim. Okay. But in a professional setting, you may decide to sever a business relationship or to make changes within the roles of the relationship. Okay. So it may not be that you're actually, getting rid of the relationship completely. You may just decide that some things aren't working within the relationship. And so let's make some changes and see how it moves going forward. Now, one of the main things that's going to be affecting key themes that's going to be coming up pretty much for everybody is finances. Okay. And so this is an amazing transit because Venus in Aries is the beginning of the astrological fiscal year. Okay. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the start of spring. The new year for me doesn't start until when the sun moves into Aries. And so this year, that's going to be March 20th. Okay. But Venus is moving into Aries. So when it comes to your finances fiscal year, it started when Venus moved into Aries. I think Venus moved into Aries last month. I don't remember the date that it moved into Aries, but I knew it moved into Aries last month. And so now it's retrograde. Okay. But this is a really good time at the beginning of the new astrological fiscal year that we are going to get to be able to reassess our finances. Okay. 2025 is a very pivotal, very life-changing year. Okay. For the collective as a whole and also yourself. And so this is a year, if you have ever really been intrigued about astrology, you definitely want to get more into it this year and understand how it works because it does affect you. Okay. um Now during this retrograde cycle, you want to avoid making any impulsive purchases, because when Venus goes direct, you may see that purchase probably wasn't the best and it could cost you more in the long run. Okay. Now, another theme that's going to be coming up is confidence versus recklessness. Okay. Aries energy pushes us to act fast, but this retrograde allows for revision, which can lead us to become more strategic. Okay. So Aries energy, it is the warrior, right? Energy, and it is very much assertive and direct and going after what it wants. However, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to looking at your financial plan, looking at your insurance, looking at just your money in a whole, this is a time for you to really look and see, okay, do I even have a solid foundation when it comes to my finances? Or when it comes to my investing strategy, am I being strategic, or am I just throwing money at different investment vehicles and not really understanding or being strategic in how to utilize those, especially when it comes to like the tax implications. And if you are getting closer to retirement, this is a time for you to start looking at your retirement vehicles, savings vehicles, and investments, and seeing, okay, start to really get a strategic plan in place to help you when it comes to saving. You're maximizing your tax savings, and being strategic in how you withdraw, and what assets or what vehicles you start using first that will give you the best tax advantage. Okay. um, and then depending upon later on down the line. Okay. And then another theme that will be coming up is your personal identity and your self-worth. Okay. um Venus is, like I said, not Venus, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, which represents, it's a very self-directed um a very self-directed energy. And so this is going to give you a chance to reassess how you show up in the world, what you truly value. Okay. All right. So now let's look at some things. Let's talk about some things that you should not do during this transit, this retrograde transit. Okay. The first thing you don't want to do is you don't want to rush into relationships or breakups impulsively. Okay. Remember, I was talking about this earlier. You want to be strategic in how you do things because every relationship that we are a part of, maybe it wasn't supposed to be a romantic relationship, but maybe, you guys could still be friends, and it may could turn into them, you guys still being friends, and then they introduce you into somebody who could be a great business partner for you, or a romantic partner, or just a great friend. And so even though the romantic relationship didn't work out between you and your person, it doesn't mean that you guys don't couldn't be friends. Now that's all dependent upon your situation, only you would know that. But you want to really evaluate the quality of your relationships at this time. um, and don't do anything impulsively. Kind of just step back and let things kind of see where they're going to go, because you will know, right? If you are tapped into your intuition, you will know. This is another transit. We also have a lot of energy in the sign of Pisces as well, as we are still in Pisces season. The sun is still in Pisces until the 20th. And so Pisces energy is a very intuitive, very spiritual energy. And so this Venus transit is also gonna it's gonna retrograde back into Pisces on March 20th. March 27th. um, Venus will retrograde back into Pisces. Okay, and so this is another time for you um, to really tap into your intuition. Okay, um, especially when Venus gets back into Pisces, and Venus is exalted in Pisces. It loves being in Pisces, and so this is going to be a really good transit to really tap into your intuition. Okay. You also want to avoid making any financial decisions or big purchases. Now, again, if you if you were born when Venus was retrograde, okay, then you may just decide to say, the hell with it, I'm done, right? Because this energy it feels natural, it feels normal to you. And so you are this is for people who what I'm saying, that the things you shouldn't do. This is for people who their natal Venus is not retrograde. Okay. Now, again, even if your Venus is retrograde, I mean, you still don't want to rush into anything. You do want to take your time. However, if you come across a relationship, for you, this may be a good time for you to get into a relationship, because the energy, it's a very favorable energy for you because this is your natal energy. Okay. But you don't want to avoid any final financial decisions or big purchases. Okay. Because you are going to be making decisions during this time, but the decisions that you're going to be making are more kind of like revisions, revising things, reviewing things. And then after you've done the review, then you will make the decision, okay, to stay or go or change or do whatever. Um, I will not recommend that you actually take action on those changes until after Venus is done retrograding. Okay, so and that will be April 13th, I believe, is when Venus will station direct. It'll be in the sign of Pisces at that point. It'll station direct and then it'll move forward. Okay. And you also don't want to force a change in your appearance. Drastic makeovers could backfire. Okay. You may want to, like I said, just think about what you want to do, kind of get some plans in place so that when Venus stations direct, you can take action on those plans. Okay. Now, some things that you should do while Venus is retrograde. Okay. So you want to reconnect with any past or creative projects or passions. Okay. Reflect on any past relationship patterns and how you approach love and relationships. Work on your inner confidence rather than seeking external validation. And then you also want to reevaluate your financial goals and spending habits. I can tell you one thing now that the month of March is going to be such a transformational time in it's going to be such a transformational time for us. Let me see here. Invite this. No. Hold on. I am trying to share my screen. Where is it to do the whole share screen? It was just here. And now I'm not seeing it. No. Oh, crappers. Let me see here. Image, local video presentation. Or maybe that's it. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay. I can't share my screen, which really sucks. Next week, though, for Astrology After Dark, I'm definitely going to I'm going to have everything set up so that I can share my screen, because I like to show the screen so that you can see the natal chart and we can talk about the different houses and everything. But yeah, I don't think it's going to let me do it, which really sucks. I'm gonna add some extra camera video. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, it's not gonna let me. So we're not gonna do that. Hold on, let me see. Maybe if I make it a little bigger. Here it is. Here we go. Okay. I wasn't gonna stop until I was able to. Okay. All right. So, can you see my screen? Okay. Let me see here. Okay. All right. So I'm hoping you can see my screen because it's not showing me if you can. And it's kind of like stuck. Yeah, it's not. I'm trying to get it over here so that you can see it, but it's not doing what I need to do. Okay, I'm sure you probably can see. Oh. This out next week because that's crazy. It's not anything, and I don't like that. So let's go ahead and just finish this out. There you go, because I don't want to keep you guys long. Okay. Now, if you have found a value in this live broadcast to a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. That lets me and YouTube know that you are enjoying this content and you want more of this content. Okay. Stop sharing. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing worked out next week. All right, so that pretty much our discussion into the Venus in Aries retrograde. Now, while Venus is retrograde in the sign of Aries, this will also test your patience and your self-awareness, learning when to act and when to wait. If you move too fast, then you could regret it when Venus goes direct. And so this is an opportunity for you to refine your values, your relationships, and your approach to money, self-confidence, and self-worth. Okay. All right. So now if you are wanting to make some changes to your finances, this is also a good time for you to reevaluate your insurance, to make sure that if you don't have life insurance, that you purchase life insurance, that you if you don't have a retirement plan, start planning for retirement. You can start planning your estate planning. This is a good time for you to just do a deep dive and reevaluate your finances and get everything lined up for this upcoming year. Okay. Now, have you noticed any shifts in your finances? We have a lot going on in the United States with Social Security and Medicare and thousands of jobs, government jobs. And so, now is a time to just it's like the government is doing a huge revamp when it comes to the finances of the United States government. And so we need to be doing a relook. And if we need to do some restructuring in our own finances, then this Venus transit is definitely the perfect time to do it. Okay. All right. And so if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. My goal is to provide practical, actionable financial to help you take control of your financial future. And so if this live helped you, please do give it a thumbs up and share it out with someone else who it may help. Also, subscribe if you enjoy the content on this channel. Then subscribe and click the bell so that you get notified whenever I upload new content. Okay. All right. And so, what are your thoughts on this Venus in Aries retrograde transit? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Now, I do come back, I do check all the comments, and I respond to them personally. Okay. All right. And so that's what I have for you. And so until next time, remember that the way to secure your financial future is to protect it now, because no one is going to come and save you later. All right. Have a good one.